By the middle of the 18th century, England controlled the trade routes between Europe and the rest of the world.
Too bad that spinning takes so long. We could sell 10 times what we make now. There must be some way to speed up production. Find me an answer, and I'll pay you well.
Let me see. The spinning machine.
This is just what we need. This here mechanical spinning machine. More thread than ever before. Only one problem. The weavers can't keep up with production. So, what can we do about that?
And the weavers need a loom that's mechanical.
Damn! Always these problems. To make all this machinery you invent, we must have iron. And to make iron, we need coal. But water floods coal mines, and we can't get it up fast enough.
Yes. Well then, I'll have to make a pump that can run on steam. And steam can also run the looms and spinning machines.
A new era begins. Machines can do everything. Small workshops grow into big factories. Mass production. Industry on the march. Progress thunders on. Technology conquers nature.
We capitalists are the world's true champions. Just imagine all this industry and all these inventions that create happiness and wealth for every man. All this capital and all this glorious knowledge, and every bit thanks to us.
So it is, eh? So it's thanks to them, is it? Except it happens that it's us workers who do all the work.
You can bet your bleeding life we ain't volunteered for this. All we are is victims.
My family were peasants and craftsmen, but the times changed. Capitalism changed everything for the landlords. They got short of money. They raised the rents, and if we couldn't pay, we were driven out.
Then landlords bought machines to make more money, so they didn't need any peasants.
We were thrown off the land with nothing to eat. We were forced to beg by the roadside.
We craftsmen had pride in our work before, but it's cheaper for the capitalists to use machines to do the work.
Thrown to the dogs we were. We had nothing. Hunger racked our bodies.
And with hunger came disease, tuberculosis, cholera, smallpox.
We roamed the roads like ghosts. We were drawn to the cities like moths to a flame. Here was the only thing that could save us from starving. Work.
The story was the same wherever capitalism spread. In England, Denmark, Holland, Germany, France, and so on. More and more people were drawn to the cities. And the misery that followed continues to the present day. Thousands and thousands of people packed into the overpopulated cities, breeding death and disease. The air is filled with smoke and soot from the factories, mines, ironworks, and textile mills.
I've worked in this mine for 5 years. My dad takes me down here at 2 in the morning, and I come back up at 2 in the afternoon. I've got to drag them buckets through all them dark tunnels and all the way up them ladders and stairs. I've got to fill 5 barrels with coal every day. And if they catch me being lazy, they beat me something terrible.
I've got to open the doors down the pit. I get up really early in the morning. Mum says it's full. There's no light down there and it's ever so scary. When I get home at night it's dark. Haven't seen the sun. Sometimes I sing if I've got a light. If it's dark I don't dare.
Working. Always working. In the morning you get up to work. In the evening you get home from work. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. The same. The only thing you do when you get home is sleep. Sleep till the new day. There's nothing left to live for. Always the same. Nothing to live for.
We haven't any say. They make the decisions and trample us into the ground. And they treat us as if we were a stupid bunch of helpless animals. That's how it is working for the capitalists.
Me and my husbands and our little ones work 15 hours a day. We hardly have enough money for rent, never mind bread and a little oatmeal for porridge. They sack us if we complain, and without work, we can't do nothing at all. I've just about had enough of this bloody exploitation.
I buy workers like I buy machinery and raw materials. In order to produce my goods, I need raw materials, for example, wool. And I give my workers good wages.
Oh, yeah. That's what they always say. A fair day's wage for a fair day's labor. This is how it really works. Workers produce goods which the capitalist sells on the market. And with part of the money he gets, he pays the workers their wages. The rest of the money, called surplus value, he keeps. This is how he gets his profits. For the workers never get paid what their labor is worth.
Apart from what I spend on my personal needs, I use my profit to invest in more machinery. And if I need them, I hire more workers. In this way, my capital grows. As you know, the age-old key to a successful business is buy cheap, sell dear. Buy labor cheap, sell products dear.
1, 2, 3, the profit's all for me.
Behind his pleasant smile and elegant mustache, our super-smart businessman hides his true nature, that of a man-eating thief. And now, to top it all, it's not the kings and queens nor the aristocracy, but he and his class who run the state. Under the guise of democracy, parliaments pass laws to suit the capitalists, to make sure they keep themselves in power. Policemen and soldiers are paid to see that the people don't step out of line. The capitalist economic power becomes so great that politically they now control the state. Round about the beginning of the 19th century, England was the most industrialized country. The English capitalists sold all that they were producing. But factories soon spring up in countries like Holland, Germany, Belgium, America. With all of these factories producing so many goods, the capitalists have to start fighting for their customers.
I'll only have to cut my prices.
I lower my prices and the whole world will buy from me.
I'll only have to cut my prices.
I cut the price, and I get the business.
I'll simply lower my prices. That should do the trick.
I'll only have to cut my prices.
If I lower my prices,
They all lower their prices as much as they can. But some can afford to lower them more than others. Those with more and better machinery can cut their prices the most, and they get their goods sold. The others are driven out of business.
Survival of the fittest.
Business has never been better. I can hardly keep up with demand.
Now that we got rid of the competition, we'll really make a killing.
We truly are at the dawning of a new age of prosperity.
capital is growing. Machines are running full speed. Business is really booming. I must buy more machines and hire more workers.
And that's just what they do, all of them. And once again, there are too many goods. Who's to go under this time? This is the story of Willie Rust. He hasn't been able to sell anything for weeks, and his debts are piling up.
What shall I do? If I don't pay tomorrow, I'll have to sell the factory. There must be a way out. If I could only pay these bills, everything will be all right. What to do? A whole house filled with capital.
More like a den of thieves.
All I need to have is just a small loan of 200 pounds. I have a few bills to pay.
Do you mind telling me what are these bills you have to pay?
Just some iron ore I bought from McProfit.
McProfit? Kindly wait outside for a moment.
So, you're here too, old friend.
Yeah. The times are changing.
Hi, McProfit speaking.
Hello, it's me. We have Willie Rust here asking to borrow money. What shall I do?
Well, that's perfect. I'll soon take over his entire business. Perfect.
So, I shouldn't lend him any money.
That's right.
Please come in, Mr. Rust. I'm sorry, but we are unable to lend any money at the present time. Perhaps when times are better. Who knows? May I see you out?
There's no way I can pay these bills. For me, there's only one way out.
He couldn't bear to think of working in his own factory. The industrial king McProfit bought up yet another factory. Times are hard for the small capitalists. They've got another enemy, the money or finance capitalists. These are the people who make their money through more or less shady deals that involve lending money at a high interest rate. As we have seen, the bank manager only lends out money to the big capitalists. Why should he risk losing his valuable capital? The biggest borrowers are the iron, steel, oil, coal, and electrical industrialists because they need large and expensive machinery. In this way, the bankers and the big companies help each other in getting bigger and bigger and bigger, especially in the United States and Germany. And their incredibly super-efficient, mass-producing giant factories spew out such an unbelievably, incomparably vast amount of goods that...
But with our wages, we can't buy nothing at all.
But I'll cut my prices. Then I lose my profits. No, that won't do. Unless I can save some money on raw materials. No, I can't get them any cheaper. And the machinery? Not a chance. The workers. I can get them cheaper. I'll cut their wages.
Now we've got even less money to buy with.
What's that?
That didn't work. There's only one way out. Let the factories run at half speed or shut them down. The shock wasn't long in coming. Millions of workers are thrown out of their jobs. No work, no wages, no food.